Hi everyone, it's Kendall and welcome back to my channel. So today we are building a house I'm calling BRIDGESIDE setting. I think that's what I called it because I already put it on the gallery, so I gave it a name already. It's called BRIDGESIDE setting because it's right next to the bridge in San Myshuno. It's where the old salt house is, but I just bulldozed it and built this because I want it to be right on the bay and be really pretty, and it's my build world, so it doesn't matter. And so I have a major, really embarrassing, really just really embarrassing story to tell you. So, and I could like completely forgot this happened, and then I was thinking about it today. I was like, oh my god, that's such a good story to tell in like a speed build. And so I built this and I was like rushing through it because I just wanted to get it out before I forgot. And so okay, so you know those girls at like school, and like if you go to like a public school, and or like boys, whatever, they're just like the mean kids or like the cool kids. I say in like air quotes because they're not actually like cool kids, but everyone thinks they are, and they're like rich and they're have boyfriends and girlfriends, like whatever. And this one girl, her, I'm gonna call her Rebecca because that is a like a cool girl name. I don't know, I guess I'm not one, so I don't know, but I'm kind of a nerd and so are my friends, but it's fine. We just sit in the corner. I'm okay. I like being a nerd. I don't like being like I'm like that girl that gets like all A's and is like a goody goody and never gets in trouble and is very scared to get in trouble because that would be horrible. But anyway, I'll just get to the story. So I just have to explain something. There's a cafeteria in my school and it's huge, and then next to the cafeteria there's like a wall, like the cafeteria is in a room, a huge room, and then next to it is this thing we call the commons area, and that's also like part of the cafeteria, I guess, but it's like outside of it. And so I sit in the commons area, and there's just a wall separating them, and like the wall has like it's like a huge wall of windows, so like you can see from the commons into the cafeteria and from the cafeteria into the commons. And so since the commons is smaller than the cafeteria, I don't know why it's called the commons area, but it is. And I sit in the commons for lunch, and so do my friends. We all sit at like this long table, and most of there's rectangular tables on like the sides, and then in the middle there's like big round tables that sit like 9 to like 10, 8 to 10 people, whatever. And so me and my friends sit, because there's like a bunch of people that sit at our table, sit at a big long rectangular table on the side. And there's these girls that sit across the commons from us, like on like the long sides, because it's kind of like a rectangular area. We sit on like the long sides, and they sit next to the wall that separates the cafeteria from the commons room. And so just picture like an area for eating and then another area for eating, and they're just separated by a wall. So we it's really funny actually. Not at all. I was ranting the entire lunch to my friends about how embarrassed I was, but it's fine. I'm not. I'm okay. I can't stop laughing because it was so stupid. Okay, so so the trash can is right next to this big table, this round table of girls that I told you. They sit across the cafeteria from us, or the commons, sorry. They sit across the commons from us. They sit at a round table. There's like, I don't know, 8 of them at the table. And they're all like those cool girls. Like all the cool girls. I'm just going to call them cool girls, but they're not. They're just really snotty people. Except one of them. One of them's my really good friend, but she's friends with those girls, so I don't really care. But she just that table sits next to the trash can because they're trash. They sit next to the trash can, and there's only one trash can and one recycling bin in the commons area. And I went to go throw out my trash, so I had to walk past their table, but then their table's really close to another table, and right in between is the trash can. And so oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. The this girl, I'm gonna call her Rebecca for the sake of the story, like I said before, sits closest to the trash can because she's the most trash, and I hate her a lot. And I hate her so much. And oh my god, I hate this girl. She's so shallow, and she thinks she's better than everyone else. She has long blonde hair, and she's like your like classic mean girl, and she's like friends with everyone, and she acts like so nice, and then she's not. um but oh jeez. um so I was walking past their table to throw out my trash in the trash can. And I was walking, and Rebecca, her backpack, because we carry our backpacks around. We don't have, like, we have lockers, but we don't really use them. We carry our backpacks around because it's just, it's more convenient. Her backpack was behind her chair, because you even have to bring your backpack to lunch. If you carry it around, you got to bring it everywhere. So her backpack was behind her chair on the floor, and it was kind of laying like in the middle of like the walking space to get to the trash can. And I like saw it as I was walking, and I was like, it was a couple feet in front of me, and I was like, kind of watch out for the backpack, like step over it. I went to like step over it, but my foot got caught on it, and I fell into the trash can. How did I manage to fall into the trash can? Like I didn't fall into it, like in the trash. I like fell, like, and I hit the trash can. Like I had to put my hands on the edge of the trash can to catch myself. I fell into the trash can. Noticed that I was right next to that table, but it happened in a span of like a couple seconds. Threw out my trash, turned around, I went, "Oh, sorry," and they were all staring at me. This was the worst experience of my life. I never thought that I'd be so embarrassed to like these girls. I don't care, like I glare at them, like whatever, but these girls hate like my friends and me. Like they act really nice, but they're not. There's this girl, Rihanna. She's like my really good friend, so like, and she's never gonna watch this. So there's a girl, Rihanna, and she's like my super good friend, but she hangs out with those girls, and I respect that because like they're her friends. If they're her friends, I'm not gonna talk bad about them to her or anything like that. If like one of my really good friends is friends with like mean girls, I'll just say like, oh yeah, I don't really get along with them if they ask me what I think about their friends. But these girls, this girl Rebecca, I hate her so much. Like, so anyway, I trip into the trash can, throw out my trash, turn around, I go, "Oh, sorry," and they're all glaring at me. And then, because when I tripped over Rebecca's backpack, I kind of like moved it, and I was like, "Oh, sorry," bent down, moved back to where it was, stood up, heard this girl, I'm not gonna say her name, I'm gonna call her, Ashley. That's not her name, but I'm gonna call her Ashley for the sake of no one knowing who this really is. If my friend Gianna, my best friend Gianna, she lives next door. I've known her for 10 years, since I was 3, since she moved in. Anyway, I've known her for a while, or 10 years. It's, yeah. And, she is kind of friends with, like, the mean girls, but she sits with us, me and my other friends, because she's like mutual friends with my friends, and we're kind of like a huge friend group, and we all sit at one table, and we're all just kind of into the same things, and you know, we have the same experiences with like the same girls, and we all get along really well. My best friend Gianna, this girl, so okay, I'll get to I'm like losing my mind here. I trip over her backpack. I say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then I move it back, and then like I almost like fell onto the floor. Like I didn't, like I tripped and like caught myself, but I almost like face planted into the trash can. Like it could have been really more embarrassing than it was. Oh, sorry, move her backpack back, and then I hear, as I bent down to move it, the girl giggle at me. This girl Ashley, giggle at me, and I was like, didn't say anything, stood up, and I scurried away to my table. Like I literally scurried, and then I like ran, sat next to my friend Gianna, and I was like, "Gianna, you won't believe what just happened to me." And I ranted to her the entire rest of lunch, like literally 15 minutes, and my other friends, about this experience I had just had that no one else saw except that those girls at that lunch table. And so I was like, "Oh yeah, who's that girl over there, like in the blue shirt? Who's that girl?" She giggled at me, and she was like, "Oh, that's Ashley, whatever her last name is. I remember, but whatever." She was like, "Oh yeah, that's Ashley," and I was like, "Oh, I've heard of her." I was ranting so hard at lunch about how much I just hate these girls. Like I was like running my mouth the entire lunch. I got home and I told my mom, I told my dad, I told my sister. My sister was really mad. She's 17, so she's kind of like my big sister, you know, protective, whatever. And she was like, "Oh, those girls, blah, 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 blah," and just like went off about how like these girls are like jerks. And oh my god, I hate these girls so much. And it got me, like, when I was thinking of this, like telling this in this voiceover, I was like thinking, and my whole brain was just going, like I got like my wheels turning about how many good stories I have of girls I just hate so much, and there's so many girls that have just wronged me on so many levels, and I just want to rant about them, but I can't. Well, yes I can. Who's stopping me? I'm gonna rant anyway. I wish I could save them for other voiceovers, but this one's kind of long, so guys, go get some water and then come back, because this is gonna keep going on for like 10 more minutes. There's this other girl that I have so many stories about, but basically I'm gonna call her Rebecca too, because she's kind of just like, okay, for the sake of the story I'm gonna call her Rebecca also, but it's not the same girl, it's just I'm gonna call her Rebecca. Okay, Rebecca. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. This Rebecca girl is terrifyingly horrible to me. She was to me. I was friends with her in elementary school. Completely horrible, liar, fake. She has like literally 20 animals in her home. Her parents are divorced. She's an only child, so I kind of get like, you know, sometimes those kids are kind of, if your parents are divorced and you're an only child, I'm not saying this about you. I'm saying like sometimes kids can have a more hard time when they're like, they don't have a sibling to be there for them, and like their parents are splitting or something like that. Like my friend went through that. Her parents getting divorced, but she does have a younger brother. But this girl, her parents are divorced. She's an only child, whatever. And then, so she's like this horrible person, and I was friends with her like my whole elementary school career. Like my entire elementary school life pretty much revolved around this girl and our friendship, and then me and my friend Gianna, our friendship. And so we were all kind of mutual friends. I had a lot of friends with this Rebecca girl, and again, different Rebecca than the girl that I got embarrassed in front of at lunch. But yeah, whatever. And then her mom also is like really, really horrible to like me and like her friends, and she's just like really mean. And this Rebecca, she lies so much. Like she came to school one day with crutches, and she had a boot on her foot. She was like, oh yeah, I broke it. Like I broke my foot. And then the next day she came in and she was like skipping down the hallway with no crutches and no boot on her foot. Like, who does that? Who is that shallow? No one. No one is that shallow. Just this one girl. And then I kind of dropped her because she was so just terrible to me, and I hate her mom so much. And I would never say her name because, like, if one of my friends watched this, they know exactly who she was. But this Rebecca, I don't like her mom. I don't like her. Oh my gosh. And I just like, I don't like her at all. And I have so many stories I could tell about her, but the next one I'm going to tell about her is actually my friend Gianna, who I keep saying her name because she's very mutually in my friend group, and she's like part of my friend group, and it's just, she is such a part of like my friends. So sorry, I hit my desk. I dropped this girl, okay, Rebecca. I dropped her because as a friend, because she's just so like mean, and I couldn't deal with it, or her mom, or her bragging, or any of her personality or her traits anymore. I couldn't do it. And so I just stopped talking to her. I stopped being friends with her. And then my friend Gianna was still friends with her, and I was like, Gianna, like, you shouldn't be friends with her. Like, she's not a good person. And Gianna was like, no, she's like my really good friend, like whatever. And I was like, Gianna, like, she's gonna end up, like, you're gonna figure it out soon enough that she sucks. And she was like, no, like, she was denying it. All of a sudden, like, I don't know, a couple weeks later, after I tell her that, Rebecca starts doing all these things to Gianna, like lying to her, like being mean to her, calling her name, like just doing all this stuff, bragging about her animals at home, because a lot of my friends love animals. Like, we all are like really into like animals and pets. I only have a dog, like that's it. But I wish I could have like a hamster or bunny or something. I used to, but not anymore. And so this girl knew that we wanted more pets and we wanted more animals, so she would brag to us about it. After I dropped her, she kept doing it to Gianna, and she kept like bragging, she kept faking and lying, and I was like, Gianna, you're gonna figure it out soon enough. And she was like, okay, Kendall, like, whatever. And then soon she comes to me and she's like, Rebecca, she did this thing today. And I was like, oh my God, are you, like really? I didn't notice. And then she was like, yeah, you were right. Like, this girl sucks. And I was like, yes, I know. And her mom is not that great either. I can't stop laughing because, like, this, oh, I hate people that have to be so shallow and lie and brag and to make them feel better about themselves. Like, that's not a thing you should do, guys. Like, be a nice person. You don't need to do that to feel better about yourself. Like, be who you want to be, but, like, don't be that person because that's terrible. Anyway, Gianna comes and she's like, yeah, no, I don't like this girl anymore. And I was like, yeah, you think? Because I don't either. And she was like, you were right. And I was like, yeah, I know. Like, I know I was right because this girl was just, like, terrible to us. And it was downward spiral. Like, all of our friendships was just terrible. And now, after we and all of her friends dropped her because she was terrible, when we got into 6th grade, I'm in 7th grade now, but last year when we got into 6th grade, she was on a team. So we have, like, teams in school. There's, last year, I think there was 5 teams a grade. So we have a weird system in our school. We have, like, one school has 2 grades, the 5th and 6th grade. And last year I was in that school. And, so we have, like, 5 teams in each grade. Like, there would be, like, blue team, red team, yellow team. Like, that's just an example. That wasn't a thing. But, like, it would be like that. And, so she was, like, before we got into that school, she was in elementary school. She was like, I can't wait to be on a team with, like, none of my friends. I just want to make new friends because I hate all my friends. Like, to her friends' faces. Like, she said that to her friends. And we were like, oh, okay. Like, we can't wait to not be on a team with you either. And then, like, teams aren't, like, you're all, like, a team isn't, like, a class. It's, like, 7 classes. It's, like, 7 teachers. You have, like, 1 homeroom. And then you go to, like, a different class for each subject. It's, like, a high school, kind of. But you don't have teams in high school. It doesn't matter. Just try to stay with me here. And she was like, can't wait to be on a team without any of you. And we were like, okay, whatever, like, goodbye, we don't need you. And then she gets on a team, no friends in her homeroom, no friends on her team. Her mom calls the school and gets her switched to Gianna's team. What? And then Gianna told me this, and I was dying laughing. I was like, oh my God, she's like, what the heck is wrong with this girl? And then she wanted to be on a team where she had no friends, so then she could make new friends. But no, she got on a team with no friends, and then she wanted to get switched. So her mom switched her, got her switched to a different team, to Gianna's team, actually. And she was in Gianna's homeroom. Oh my God, Gianna was so angry because she didn't like this girl anymore. But, yeah. And then this year one day I went to the bathroom before lunch, and I was in the girls' bathroom, and this girl, Rebecca, walks in, and she's like, oh my God, I hope I didn't say her name. If I did, comment down below her name, because I'll, like delete the video and then re-upload it, like, with that part cut out. Because I don't want that to be, like, a thing. So this girl, Rebecca, oh my gosh, and so she walks in the bathroom, and then, no, I walk in the bathroom, and she's in there, like, checking her face in the mirror. I don't know. And now I smile at her, you know, like, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to, like, be rude to her, like, smirk at her, or, like, be just, like, a mean person to her. But, you know, I'll smile, and I'll be like, hey, and she'll be like, hey, and then we'll just, like, do our thing. But now in the hallways I don't, because she claimed her next victims, which I call claiming new friends that she's gonna eventually turn on. I knew the girls that her new friends are they were in my 5th grade class, and I know them, like, pretty well. They were my good friends in 5th grade. And now, like, she is friends with them, and I don't want to, like, tell them that she's a bad person. But I think I said to my one friend, I was like, oh yeah, like, Rebecca, she's like, I don't really like her because, and then I told her, like, the things that she's done to, like, me and my friends, and she was like, oh, okay, like, whatever. And then I guess she didn't, like, listen because she's still friends with Rebecca. And so I'm just really angry that this girl is so mean. Like, maybe there's reasons. Maybe she just has a bad life at home, something like that, that she's just so cruel. But she, oh my god. And then, okay, off of Rebecca to, back to the first Rebecca I told you about, the one I tripped into the trash can in front of. Yeah. She also kind of hates me a lot, and her friends kind of hate me a lot too. And because I'm like, they're like super skinny, and like they wear like short shirts, and like when they wear like shorts, it's like short, like short shorts, you know? And so I am not skinny at all. Actually, I'm like thin, but I'm not like skinny, or I don't want to use terms like skinny or fat, but like I'm in between that. And so like these girls are like really pretty. Like they don't have a blemish on their face. They are just like, their hair is long and it's either brown or blonde. They have like bright blue eyes, and they're just like those girls. Like that, you're like classic high school mean girls are these girls. And that's not a joke. Like there's this girl, the first Rebecca I talked about. Rebecca, okay? First Rebecca I talked about, she has probably 9 friends who are just horrible, and I hate them a lot. And a lot of my my friends are mutual friends with them. So like my friends are friends with them, and that annoys me because I don't like these girls, and I don't want my friends to get hurt by these girls. But unfortunately, none of them listen to little Kendall, who's trying to tell them like, hey, you know, like these aren't good people, like you shouldn't be hanging out with them. And I'm not going to, because that's just rude, and they'll probably tell on me to their cool friends. But yeah, if you're friends with the cool girls, you're probably also a cool girl. I'm not friends with the cool girls. No, 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 no. But one good thing is I am friends with one of my friends is really good friends with like that cool girl table, and like their cool girl boyfriends and stuff like that. Like she's really good friends with them. And that girl, her name's Rihanna. I said it before. Rihanna sent, no, what was I, what am I saying? Rihanna broke her foot recently. She broke her foot, and so she has crutches, and she's in my homeroom. So every day and we have the same first period class, so after homeroom we go to first period, and so every day I carry her backpack to first period. And so like I feel really special that I get to do that. And you know, me and her, we're like partners when we get to, like when we can pick partners, like we're partners. And you know, she's such a like a good person, and I'm so angry that she's friends with these girls. Like because like why are you friends with them? They're so mean, and she's such a good person. She's not mean. And yeah, I oh my god, I just feel so bad for anyone who gets like bullied by these girls, because I've been bullied by them like a lot in third grade. One of those like cool girls, I'm gonna call her Sarah. Yeah, Sarah, this girl, cool girl Sarah, was in my third grade class, and she was a bully. I know that sounds like I was really young, but at this age I remember like third grade and in elementary school, and I remember what happened, so I can kind of relate back to it. And they are still the same as in third grade and fourth grade and fifth grade and sixth grade. Like they're just horrible people. I hate them so much. And yeah, so we're coming towards the end of the video now. Anyway, this girl, what was I saying? This girl Sarah was just really mean to me in third grade. Whatever. Again, I said we're coming towards the end of the video. I think I'm gonna start ending the voiceover here. I just hit my desk again. Ow. Why do I keep doing that? Make sure to like and comment and subscribe and do those things, because I don't have an outro still. Yeah. I still don't have an outro. I swear. I don't know what to say. I keep watching LazySimming and like wanting to do her outro, but I can't because that's like rude. I can't copy her. So make sure to just like and subscribe and comment whatever you want. Comment if I said any of those girls' names by accident, because I did one time, but I cut it out. So yeah, I guess I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks for letting me rant, and sorry. Oh, look, screenshots. Okay, bye everyone.